Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back to Democracy 3 Africa. My name, of course, is Orbital Potato, and oh my goodness me, I am so unbelievably glad that this water shortage has ended. Did I say my name was Orbital Potato? I think I did. I think I did that time. I can't even remember what I bloody well said 10 seconds ago. All this YouTubing is getting to me. I tell you, it is. Anyway, back to the game. We're playing as Mauritius. Water shortage finally ended, and we are so glad that that's happened. We are running a bit of a budget deficit at the moment, although we have plans to solve it. Let me quickly just quit back to the main menu. That seems to be a little bug that I get when I tab out. There we go. Alright, that seems to work a little bit better. A little bit of a bug that happens when you tab out, unfortunately. Good, finally. Food price should start to equalize, actually, because the water shortage no longer exists. Obesity is also going to start to go down because I think, if I'm not mistaken, we did indeed cancel agriculture subsidies just at the end of the last episode to make sure that I didn't forget to do it in this episode, basically. And if we check the food price, it should start to go down very rapidly. I'm really hopeful that it's going to go down by a fairly large amount. And something else that we can probably do now that that has ended is we can probably start to think a little bit about scaling back this ridiculously expensive policy. Because let's face it, you know, it is good, but it's not that good. It's not that good. I don't care that much. An alert system. Let's scale it back to there. Okay, and this in fairness is going to save us like 10 billion, which is really nice. And it does actually mean that we could probably dedicate a little bit more resources to the real estate bubble. And of course, the resources that we would be dedicating would be in the form of state housing. So that's something that we can probably consider. Infrastructure is going up and up, which is good. Urban overcrowding looks like it's going to be ending very soon indeed. We really did try to absolutely slash immigration, specifically for the reason of getting down the urban overcrowding, because let me tell you, this is a horrific policy. Really bad. Hurts literally everything. Puts up poverty, puts up crime, violent crime, decreases health, the environment. You know, we only really care about environment out of all this stuff. Everything else is, you know, we can cope with it, but the environment is really just, you know, it's non-negotiable. We've got to make sure that it's good at all times. How is our religious membership doing? It's all right. It's not nothing special. Trade unionists, not the one that I wanted to click on. Liberal membership is, it's not going down as much as I wish it was. Why is this increasing liberalism? Are you telling me to have liberalism decrease? We need to get rid of the police force? Is that what you're telling me, game? Because I think that is what you're telling me. I don't quite know. I'm not quite getting the whole message here. How is our health doing, actually? How is state health doing? Well, put it this way. How can we reduce drug addiction? Is there a way that we can reduce it more than it currently is being reduced? If we bump it up to max, is that going to help much? It's going to help a little bit with the drug addiction. It's going to help with the obesity as well. It's going to really kill private healthcare. I'm going to see if we can get drug addiction down to below this red line. If so, then all we'll need to do is change the drug addiction, the drug policy, so it goes below the stop trigger, and then we can change it back up. We can do that over the course of 2 turns. It's not something we do over the course of 1 turn. And that'll basically just allow us to game our way out of these little negative modifiers. Mostly we care about productivity because it hurts our GDP so much. Yeah, we should probably try and get rid of this drug addiction problem. Yeah, probably should try and get rid of that one. You know, technology's not too bad, which is kind of nice. Science funding ain't doing too badly. University grants is something that we could introduce. That is definitely a policy that would be good. If we don't already have it. We might already have it, though. You know, that's civil service wage parity. Is university grants something that we've already got in place? Yeah, university grants is something that we've already got in place. That's good. That's for education. I thought it was for technology, but I guess it's not. I guess we should probably look at like tech policies that would be good, like technology grants. I mean, holy cow, that's a great tech policy. Oh shit. Well, I guess we are not keeping that policy around for very long. No siree. Torture you. We will not torture you. Keep him here. Let's get rid of that technology grants policy, unfortunately. We'll have to get rid of it. Oh well. Health is going up a little bit, which is kind of nice because, you know, we're investing a little bit more money into our health service. Now, where is that dastardly policy that I introduced? It's getting cancelled. Sorry, buddy. Because we cannot do anything to our religious membership. That's rural membership. Although, actually, speaking of rural membership, that's something that we can probably be quite happy about. Rural membership should be going up. Their happiness went down for some obscure reason, but hey-ho. But their membership should be going up because we're trying to go for a lot of policies that get people out of the cities and into the countryside. That's sort of the whole idea behind the policies that we're currently taking. Crime back down to low levels. Good. GDP is going up. How is this? Oh, urban overcrowding is going to be ending. Fantastic. Drug addiction looked like it might go below that start trigger, which is kind of nice. Obesity is starting to fall. Fantastic. That is good to see. We got rid of agriculture subsidies. That's going to take a wee while to phase itself out of existence. But honestly, I'm not too worried by that. The food price is also something that we're interested in correcting. But that's... I mean, I don't understand how food price really operates, I'll be honest. It's a bit of a strange mechanic, but that should be going down over the course of time because water shortage no longer exists. Oil price is this other really arbitrary mechanic that I fail to understand its relevance. I mean, I know it has, like, you know, tied in relevance to the game, but it's just not big enough to really make a difference, at least to me. Apparently we're still an egalitarian society, even though we've got, you know, shit tons of religious stuff going on. But hey ho. Housing expansion. Let's actually relax the planning law. That is really going to help with the real estate bubble a little bit. So it's really good that we got that event. We can be quite happy with that. Still running a surplus. Still got some reserves in the tank. Very good indeed. Wow. You guys love me. You're religious and you're socialist. You bloody love me. Environmentalist and poor. You love me. That's great. I'll take that any day of the week. That is grand. Urban overcrowding has ended. GDP is going up. Oh my goodness, look at that increase in GDP just because we ended urban overcrowding. And also, I suspect, yes, embezzled money recovered. GDP up, corruption -20, and everyone likes us a little bit more. But mostly, I am so happy that this actually ended up ending. And, you know, it was tough to get rid of. It was really tough to get rid of, but somebody asked me in the comments the other day, how do you get rid of it? Or how do you get rid of mass urbanization? And, you know, even though we haven't actually got rid of it yet, we just need to keep on making sure that we, you know, increase our infrastructure and try and decrease the number of people that are living in the cities. That's what you got to do. Although you got to bear in mind, right, that this makes literally no difference to anything. I mean, poverty up by a little bit. That is the biggest annoyance that we've got here. But rural people not liking us and poverty going down, that's not a big deal at all. How is our drug addicted nation? Still questionable. Still questionable. Very questionable indeed. Drug addiction, we've fully fleshed it out. Yeah. So, there is something else that we could probably do to try and get rid of drug addiction. And it's something that I'm debating doing, just to keep the Liberals happy. Our religious membership, by the way, is going up by a good couple of percentage points each turn. So that's really nice to see. Uncompetitive economy, it's never going to fucking end, is it? It's never gonna bloody end. The real estate bubble, even though we relaxed the planning law, this apparently had zero effect on the real estate bubble. That seems a little bit daft to me. Obesity starting to come down, exactly what we like to see. That's not the one that I wanted. That's not the one that I wanted. I wanted to click on food price. Boom. There we go. Food price. It's coming down. That is what we love to see. Oh man, that is beautiful. That is great. That is really, really good to see. So what we could do is we could introduce a religious policy right now. And I'm kind of thinking that we might be approaching the right time to do that, but not maybe quite yet. We need to get the liberals down to a little bit further down. So health tax credits is something that I have been thinking of an awful lot. Health tax credits, but also healthcare vouchers, right? Both of these, I think, theoretically, encouraged to spend their money on private healthcare. Now, this is a lot cheaper, this policy, and this is going to boost private healthcare. Theoretically, if we do this, we should still have a surplus, right? We should still have a surplus, but, and this is the important thing, we are going to be increasing private healthcare, and that means that this drug addiction line may drop below the start trigger. If it drops below the start trigger, we're golden. We can deal with it from there, but we need to keep an eye on it and see next turn if it makes a darn difference. Now, if we haven't gone far enough, we could just decide, okay, let's introduce some healthcare vouchers, although this is not really an approach that we want to go down, I don't think, because it's a lot more expensive, and I think it does roughly a similar sort of thing, although I'm not entirely sure. It's not a policy that I really ever introduce. It's not, you know, it's not a hugely great policy to use, I guess, or at least in my, you know, extensive past experience. Obviously, that's not true, but you know, as in that I have past experience. It is. I'm just gonna stop. Just gonna bloody stop. Witness protection program, I think, does nothing, but cancel the policy then. I don't give a shit if it reduces violent crime. Violent crime is, yeah, it's 0. That's fine. Was a little bit of a peak, unfortunately, but hey ho. Community policing. Did we cancel community policing? Oh yes, I remember we reduced it to absolutely nothing because it increased liberalism. How is liberalism actually doing? It should be going down, but it's just not bloody well going down, is it? It's just not going down. It just doesn't want to stop. It just doesn't want to stop. Unbelievable. Well, you know, hey ho, let's head to the next turn. GDP falling down a little bit because, you know, we had that one turn, you know, boost from embezzled money recovered. That's fine. Health is continuing to go up, which is lovely to see. Private healthcare should be going up tremendously, which is very, 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 very good. Drug addiction could fall below that line. If it falls below that line, believe you me, we are in for a good time because everybody can be. Okay, so basically everybody can be drug addicted, but it's not going to be reported as everybody being drug addicted, right? Does that make sense? Because if it drops below this start trigger, then we'll still have the problem. But all that I need to do is change the narcotics law. So what I'll do for like one turn is, you know, pop it down to like here. It'll piss off the liberals for like a little bit, but then I pop it up a couple of turns later, or you know, 5 turns later or whatever it is, and boom, suddenly we've got an entire nation that is drug addicted. Because our drug legislation allows them to get drug addicted. Oh, just trust me. It's gonna be grand. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be an absolutely fantastic time. All right, let's go about introducing a religious rest day, a nice tame policy. Should we go max? Guidance given. Let's go for that. I think that's pretty reasonable. It's actually going to have a pretty bad effect on our GDP, believe it or not, but hey ho. Allow tracking, that's going to piss off some liberals. I probably shouldn't have done that, actually. They're not great. They're not super thrilled about that, but hey ho, what can you do? You can just go to the next turn and be happy about it, I guess. Cyclones has developed. We really did not need this at all, actually. This was not something that we wanted. Okay. You know how I said that it was totally not worth us spending all of that money on the Climate Change Adaptation Fund? Yeah, I may have been wrong about that. And we may need to spend a little bit more money than we're currently spending. Let's bump it up to 8 billion. Hey, flip-flops! You have managed to second-guess your policy decisions so many times that the electorate are accusing you of being a flip-flop politician. Perhaps you should be more decisive in the future. Nah. I mean, what does this do? This does a heck of a lot of shit, actually. It does decrease rural membership, which is not really what we want, and increases environmentalists' membership, which kind of sucks ass. Oh well, what can you do? Play better, I guess. That's what you can always do. You can always play better. Mass urbanization dropped down with the housing expansion. Yes, we know about that. Urbanization going through the roof, as we already know. Obesity falling very, very rapidly. And drug addiction is actually going to drop below the start trigger. Sweet. Okay, so let's change the narcotics policy to this. And this is going to only be the situation for a couple of turns until we get rid of drug addiction. We're not doing very much with our turns. Factory farming law. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, you know, we're not really doing very much on our turns, but what we're doing is we're doing big stuff. Oh, yes. God's kingdom, you've done fantastic work in the service of God and restored our country's rightful status as one kingdom under God with a pious and devoted population. There you have it, ladies and gents. We actually... Oh, no. Oh, no. This is bad. GDP falling probably pretty rapidly there. But hey-ho. Wow, holy cow, we actually managed to get a mostly religious population. I mean, I think we'll play until we have a completely religious population, purely because I want to, you know... Oh, you see this? See this? This is all we need to do for one turn. We're going to play until we have a completely religious population, because why not? And then I think we will, you know, we'll call the series a day. You know, we don't want to drag it out. There's a whole bunch of other countries that I still have not played that I really want to get around to playing, because you know, they're cool and they're brand new countries. It's awesome, absolutely badass. Okay, let's with our 34 political capital, we could probably introduce a policy that is slightly religious in some way. I'm actually not thinking anything here. Maybe we can do compulsory church attendance. I like it. Liberals hate it. Imprisonment. Oh my god, imprisonment for not coming along. That is rough. Alright, liberals, they're not going to like it. Drug addiction has ended. Fantastic. Great to see. Animal export facility attacked. Ban exports, I guess. Like, who gives a shit? It doesn't really matter. We got a little bit of a budget deficit right now, but that's fine. That's okay. Believe you me, it's going to be fine. Liberals, we need to change the narcotics policy. That's the one. And now we go back up 100%, legalize all drugs, and theoretically, we should not have drug addiction. Right? We shouldn't have drug addiction. I don't know if this is going to be the case, but we're going to see in the next episode, because this is the time that this episode actually ends. So, ladies and gents, thank you very much for watching. My name, of course, has been Old Potato, and this has been Democracy 3 as Mauritius. Hopefully you'll tune in next time to see if our country is still drug addicted. Who knows? Until next time, folks. Bye.